Going into tracking vocals, it's especially during the time that we did it was during the winter time, so it's cold outside, so you know that kind of messes with your voice sometimes. But Mark really pushed me to make sure I perfected each line. It can be kind of a drag sometimes because you know your voice just it's just not happening that day, because a lot of it is mental. If you think about something too hard or thinking on it too long, you're gonna mess it up. The vocal booth that we had was actually like this, it was just like a blanket, just random things just to hold it together. But whenever I record vocals, I really like to just kind of like get myself in a good position. I kind of like to bend my body or, you know, sometimes kneel down. That kind of helps me. It went really smooth with Mark. It's really nice to work with someone that can give you their outside perspective on what you're writing instead of, you know, you just doing everything. And, you know, it's good to have constructive criticism, especially from a producer, not someone that's just hitting the record button.
This is a way of life, and we sleep away our misery. Our blood so shades, we've left our homes to infect the world. And I teach you all to this deep sound hate. Our bodies full of scars and venom but too
I feel like on this album I didn't try to focus too much on you know, just trying to go as low as I possibly could. Just screamed from emotion instead of just trying to make my voice sound a certain way. I feel like whenever you know, put your emotion into it, that you're going to sound, it's going to sound real. It was all real. It was, you know, all real feelings that I had. Everything that I was going through and everything that I was thinking about was just coming out in my voice. I really think that helped me in the end, because it just put a lot of passion into the lyrics, and it really just made me focus. This is probably the happiest I've been with lyrical content on any album that we've ever put out. The title for Our Endless War was mainly just us as like a band, you know, just how we struggle in different kinds of ways. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and you know, my life has been a war at certain times. I feel like with this album that people are going to relate on a personal level. People are going to vision you as like, you know, a certain type of person. They're going to pigeonhole you as be like, you need to be this way. You have to give people something else to think about. Diggs Road, that is the road that I grew up on whenever I was living with my mom and my dad. I grew up there for the first 15 years of my life. And that song is mainly just about like the struggles that I went through living on that street. A lot of it was a lot of like suicide thoughts that I had after like a lot of the stuff that happened. My dad passed away whenever I was 10. Then my mom passed away whenever I was 15. And we just went through so much stuff. We had the cops there all the time. You know, my mom got addicted to drugs. That whole time period of my life was just so overwhelming for a kid. I felt like an orphan. Like, you know, there was times where I figured, you know, like, I don't even want to be alive anymore. And like, it was just a really hard time for me. This song kind of reaches out to people, you know, it's just like, you know, I've been there, I've seen things, and it's, that song is probably the most meaningful song that I've ever written, ever in this band.